Hi everyone, and welcome to our PD session for teachers only. And I'm Anna Tkachuk. I'm the founder of Teachers Love Edu, and this is the community of passionate educators. And I'm really excited for today's webinar because we are having amazing discussion about one of my favorite platform and Edu tool, Book Creator. I just want to show you the title for our session. It's all about Book Creator with amazing John Smith. I can't wait to invite him, but just a few questions here that these questions are really regular ones. So from which part of the world you're tuning from and what is your teaching role? I have already seen that so many great educators have already joined us from Macedonia. And oh my gosh, thank you so much. What time is it in your area right now? I'm not sure. Like here it's 8 p.m. What about your area? Please do share. I can see my great friends over here. Hello, Kiki. Thank you for joining. Hello, Lijana. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you have any questions, you can drop them in the Q&A box and John will cover them for sure. So I can't wait to invite John. But again, the last question and the last suggestion of the day from me, from my side, is that you can share your insights, your ideas, your highlights, your hows and wows from this PD session. You can capture them and post them on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please don't forget to use the hashtags or even tags. For instance, on Twitter and on Facebook, you can find Book Creator app and you can tag them. You can tag on Facebook Teachers Love Edu, Facebook private group, and also on Twitter you can tag myself. My handle is here. You're going to see it, Anna Tkachuk1, and I will really appreciate that. So please do take your screenshots and share with your feedbacks, but also I'm going to share as usually with the Wakelet collection that John and I have prepared for you, and you can see the link how you can get to Book Creator platform, and you will see the context from John and from myself, and you can add your feedback in the reflection space in this collection. And I would really appreciate if you do that because I'm collecting all your feedbacks, all your beautiful feedbacks, and you will see this link to this collection, like it works on Wakelet collection, and then inside there is another one collection, and there could be millions of collections. This is really great. So on this positive note, I would recommend you again, remember that you can ask any questions. You can put them into the Q&A box, and John will help you out, and he knows everything about Book Creator. So I'm going to invite John right now. So welcome, John. I'm so excited to see you today.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it, Anna. I don't know if I know everything about Book Creator. I'll be honest. There's a there's a webinar that we do called The Book Creator You Never Knew, and it's like all these like insider tips and tricks and hidden things that people don't know about. And most of the stuff I learned from a second grader. So yeah, I don't know if I know everything, but I love Book Creator. So we're gonna have some fun today.
Yeah, there's so many updates happened on Book Creator to Book Creator. Actually, I am certified myself, but I took this certification like a year ago, and now I see that. Oh my gosh, I don't know, lots of updates, and I so appreciate that you could join us and share with all the amazing features that are on Book Creator for teachers, especially in education. So the stage is yours, John.
All right, awesome. Well, I am going to, let me shift things around here for a second. Let me share my
Yeah, sure.
screen. And yep. And there we go. All right, awesome. So yeah, I'm super, super excited to be here today. I really appreciate you having me. And I love all the comments I'm already seeing. Everybody's excited about this. So this is fantastic. And I just want to, before we get into all of this, I love to talk a little bit about just making sure everybody knows how to get there, right? So if you're not familiar with Book Creator, I want to give you a little bit of background. I'm going to share some of my favorite features of Book Creator, and then we're going to jump into some of the new stuff, right? And believe it or not, we actually just had a new feature drop an hour and 6 minutes ago. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so really exciting. You will be the second group to find out about this because I just finished another webinar and they were the first group, but you'll be the second group to learn about our new feature. All right, so if you're a seasoned Book Creator veteran, I think it's going to be game changing for you. All right, so keep that in mind. I'll tease that, and now I'm going to make you wait for the next 50 minutes to figure this out. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and jump in here. So first things first, if you have never been to Book Creator before and you have no idea what this is all about, you're definitely going to want to try this out. And so you're going to go to the website app.bookcreator.com, so app.bookcreator.com. And when you go there, you will be brought to our sign-in page, all right? And you need to be careful. I know that teachers get excited and they just are like, ooh, and they start clicking buttons. But you just want to be careful because there are actually two different sign-ins on this page, all right? There's a student sign-in and there's a teacher sign-in. So you want to actually physically click the teacher button, and then you are going to sign in with Google, Microsoft, email, or Clever, and you're going to answer some questions, and you're going to be off and running, all right? So it's going to get you into our free version, and you're going to have a blast. Now, if you can't tell, I'm excited already. I'm so excited that I forgot to tell everybody who I am. So let me back up a step and let me introduce myself, all right? And then we'll go back into Book Creator. So anyway, my name is John Smith, for real. I am the iPod teacher on Twitter. So if you are on Twitter and you want to give me a shout out, that's where it's at. If not, no worries. I'm also John Smith at bookcreator.com. And so I'm always happy to answer questions, talk about Book Creator, whatever, set up a webinar, like we did today. So I'm always happy to chat about Book Creator. I taught special ed for 12 years, mostly 5th and 6th grade. Every once in a while, they threw a kindergarten year in there for me just to, just keep me on my toes, I think. But I did teach special ed for 12 years. And then after that, I became a technology integration specialist in a different district. And so I worked with teachers all across the district, helping them integrate technology into the classroom. I am now a teacher success manager here at Book Creator. There are two of us. My colleague Catherine is the other one, and she and I basically split up the entire world. So lots of webinars, lots of trainings, sales, support, renewals, inspiration, conferences, basically anything that we can do to help make sure that teachers and students are using Book Creator to the best of their ability. That's really what we're here to do. I'm married. I've got 3 kids, 11, 7, and 4, and I love golf. So I don't know if there's any golfers out there, but I love golf and I love clean cars. So I actually detail cars on the side. So I know we're kind of worldwide, but if anybody's ever in the States and anybody's ever near Ohio and you have a dirty car, come on down because I love cleaning cars. So happy to do that if we were to ever catch up and meet up. So all right, so that's a little bit about me. So let's go ahead and get back to Book Creator. So again, if you want to sign up for a free account, you're going to sign in as a teacher. You're going to answer a few questions, jump through the hoops, and then you will be brought to your very own library. So it will ask you to create a library. The first time you do this, doesn't really matter what it's called, just get that library started, and then you will be able to start making books right away. But before you do all of that, I want to bring your attention here to the top left. There are these 3 black lines, and in these 3 black lines is your teacher dashboard. And this is a really, really important place because this is where all of your books and libraries live. And it's also where we have some other resources that I think are going to really, really be helpful for you. So in the Discover tab, if you click on that, we have sample books, hundreds of sample books written by students, written by teachers that are going to help you just really see the power of what Book Creator can offer for students of all ages in all subject areas. So we've got books here by grade level. So you're going to simply just click on the grade level of your choice, and then you are going to be able to scroll left and right through these books and see all of these amazing books written by kids and teachers. All right, so I definitely love this section here. Underneath that, we do have books written by our ambassadors. So we've got, I think we might be at like 1,000 ambassadors now who are teachers around the world who just love Book Creator. And some of those teachers have created some amazing books for us, books on a wide range of topics from differentiation, formative assessment, high school, social emotional learning, digital citizenship, and more. So if you just keep clicking the arrows here, you'll see even more. How to use Book Creator in math and science and social studies, reading and language arts, journal writing, supporting language learners. So many different options here. So I love these books. There will be thousands of ideas for using Book Creator in these books right here. So definitely want you to take a look at that. And then the next section is my all-time favorite, and that is sample books by subject. And the reason I love this so much is because I always tease our company and say the worst thing about our company is our name, right? Because when you say books, certain teachers in certain subject areas are like, peace, I'm out. We don't do books, right? We do whatever. And so I love this section because it shows you sample books in every subject area. I have yet to find a single thing, whether it's a subject area or a curriculum area or an administration area or anything in a school district. I have yet to find a single way that I cannot use Book Creator. And so I love when people come to me and be like, yeah, but how would you use Book Creator as a, I don't know, bus driver, right? I can come up with some ways. So I absolutely love these examples by subject area because there's going to be hundreds of ideas for using Book Creator in every subject that you can think of. All right. Now I saw some comments. Love my workshops. I don't know if you're talking to me or Anna, but thanks anyway. Really appreciate it.
I just want to give a shout out to Book Creator. Thank you for English, arts, and languages. It's like on the top of this list. I really love this idea because I myself teach languages. Wow, I'm going to investigate this field.
Yeah, awesome. And then the next tab, and Anna did mention this just briefly, the next tab across the top is the Learn tab. And here's why I love the Learn tab. Because without fail, I'm going to show you some stuff today. You're going to get excited. And at the end, we're going to say, do you have any questions, right? And at this point, everybody just wants to go play and push buttons, go eat lunch or dinner or whatever, right? And we kind of step away for a few minutes. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I did have a question for John, right? And you're just like, well, he's gone, right? Well, these white buttons right here are support articles. So they will take you on a step-by-step guide through all aspects of Book Creator. All right, so definitely want you to take a look at those. Underneath that, we have our Book Creator Certified Author Program. And what I love about this, and Anna, good job, she's certified, so that's awesome. If you click this blue button, it says View the Course, then you get 14 videos that take you on that deep dive into all of Book Creator's features. All right, you watch the videos, watch them on your own time, watch them in any order that you want. They're about a minute and a half to maybe 8 minutes at most, so they're bite-sized chunk videos followed by a quiz. Watch the videos, pass the quiz, and you become a Book Creator Certified Author. So you get this cool badge, you can put in your email, you can put out on social media, whatever you need to do. But more importantly, the badge is cool because it's shiny and it's blingy, but more importantly, you will have a deep understanding of Book Creator. And so again, if you are brand new to Book Creator and you have no idea what we're talking about, this is a great place to start because you will understand everything that you need to know about Book Creator right from there, minus some of the new features, which we're going to talk about today. All right, so this is going to be super cool. And I'm just on a mission to see how many people we can get certified. I don't know where we're at total right now, but let's just get millions of people certified and just be done with it. It'd be awesome, right? So everybody in the world, that would be cool. All right. I'm going to go ahead and click out of that. I'm going to go back into my actual library here. And I want to show you some of my favorite features within Book Creator. All right, I'm certainly not going to go over all of them, but I do want to talk about some of my favorites. So one of the things that I love most about Book Creator is that it is easy. All right, over the last 18, 19 months, I've learned 3 really important lessons after talking with teachers. I've done about 800 webinars in the last 18, 19 months. And I've learned 3 really important lessons. 1, Teachers are stressed out, right? Like beyond belief. All right. We've had enough of this pandemic. We just want things to be back to normal. We want to go back into the classroom and do what we do, right? That's what we want. Number two is that during the pandemic, and even now, teachers need help, lots of it, right? Because a lot of us have been thrust into this digital world that maybe we weren't really part of in the past. And now it's just like, well, our kids aren't going to school, so you got to be online. And now we're all experts in Zoom and StreamYard and, whatever, right? Like all these different platforms. So we're experts in all of this now. But you need help, right? And that's why we're doing all of these webinars, right? We continue to do webinars. We support webinars like this and shows like this because we want everybody to get the help that they need, right? And that's really my job. So those are the two first things. But the most important thing that I have learned over the last 3 years, good grief, no, I hope not, over the last 18 months is that when teachers are stressed and when kids are stressed and when teachers need help and kids need help, easy always wins. I don't care who you are. I don't care what level of expertise you have with technology. If you are stressed and your kids are stressed and easy is an option, you're going to take it. All right? You're going to take it. And so what I love most about Book Creator is that it is easy enough that a student who is 3 can do something in Book Creator. My own daughter was 4 when she started working her book or started writing her book. And then I can use it with anybody from any age ever, right? It just doesn't stop, all right, until you stop. That's it. Like you can just keep using it forever. So I love Book Creator and how easy it is. And I think as we go back to school and kids are stressed out and they're not sure about what's going to happen here, you're going to want to find something to get them to use that's easy so that they are immediately engaged and they're ready to roll and there's just no fear, right? That's what we want. So anyway, I love Book Creator. It's very easy. When students join your library, they just click new book and they start making books, all right? They just start clicking on a style and they choose the one that they like most and they just start making those books. Now, I'm going to give you a little insider tip here, and this is just my own tip. You may not like it. I like it. I get lots of support tickets from teachers who say, I started making a book and I don't have any comic stuff. What's wrong, right? Did I break something? You didn't break anything. If you choose the top row of books right here, you do not get the comic options. But a lot of teachers are like, well, I don't want to make a comic book. I just want to make a regular book. Well, guess what? Click down here anyway and choose the comic books, because even if you don't make a comic book, you still get the comic options. All right, so I always choose the bottom row. That's number 1. Next thing I want to share with you, as you go back to school and as the people start looking at this, sometimes, occasionally, students will look at a blank page, or teachers will look at a blank page and they will become paralyzed, right? Because they don't know what to do. It's just a white page. Where do I go from here? And so if you're in that kind of situation, or if you're in that kind of boat, then we also have a whole section of templates. And so these are ready-made. Yeah, this is
favorite part. Favorite.
Awesome. So these are templates. All right. And I love these templates. I'm normally not a template kind of fan, right? I'm a blank page kind of guy. But I love the templates here because, 1, they show you the power in simplicity. Can I make a book that looks like a kindergarten kid made it? Yes, I can. Can I make a book that looks like a real magazine? Absolutely. And everything in between, right? So I absolutely love these templates because they show you some of the amazing stuff that you can do if you just think a little bit differently about what a page looks like. And so with these templates, everything that you click on is editable. I can change anything on the screen that I want. So if I don't want magazine there and I want to change this to John, oops, I have 2 N's apparently now, John Smith, there we go. Now I've changed the title. If I don't want this camel here, I can delete the camel, and then I can click the camera button or the image icon here. I'm going to click the camera and I can just add myself. All right, right there. Click use, and now I'm front and center on the cover of this magazine, right? So there's a lot of really cool choices here. If you click the arrows, there's even more beautifully designed pages that you can click on, right, and take a look at. And again, anything in here is editable. Here's another page. And now if you click the plus button, there are some amazing other page templates. So maybe a Q&A page, right? Or maybe an about the author page, which is one of my favorites because kids are now published authors, right, as they're making these books. So amazing stuff. And again, tons of different templates that you can choose from. That was magazine. We've got photo book, which is amazing. We have a notebook one, which is awesome. Reminds me of my Trapper Keepers that I had when I was in the growing up. I was a child of the 80s, so I had Trapper Keepers all over the place. Anyway, there's themes down here, just tons of options for making books. So again, blank canvas, template, totally up to you how you go about this, but they are still easy to use. All right, there aren't many tools that I know of out there that I can hand to like a 5-year-old and have them figure it out in about 10 minutes. All right, and so this is kind of it. And just as a side note, teachers ask me all the time, they're like, how do you teach Book Creator to kids? And the answer is I don't. I teach them how to sign in, and then after that, I just let them go for 15, 20, 30 minutes, and that they'll figure it out, right? They'll figure it out by then. All right, so let's go ahead and go inside of a book here, and I want to talk a little bit about some of my favorite features within Book Creator. And there's a lot of them. Like I said, I'm not going to go over all of them, but I definitely want to share some of my favorites. But the first thing I want you to think about before I show you the favorites is think about books in a different kind of way. When I was a kid, it was a book. It had words. If I was lucky, it had photos, but a lot of times it didn't. That was kind of it. All right, but now we can have photos, video, audio, documents, drawings, text, right? We can have all kinds of stuff right here inside of a book. And all of the stuff that you want to find is right here under the plus button. So I just click the plus button and I can decide what do I want to add to my book. Do I want to add media? Do I want to add comics? Or do I want to add shapes? All right, so lots of amazing stuff you can add. I'll start with shapes. So we've got some shapes here. And guess what? If you click on one, it does some shapey stuff, right? I can resize it. I can move it around. And with some of the shapes, I can type inside the shape. Sorry, I get like the hiccups here all of a sudden. All right, so I can type inside the shapes. So now instead of building a house or a car or a Mickey Mouse out of shapes, I could use it as a fancy text box or a timeline or a graphic organizer, maybe a mind map, right? There's so many options here. A lot of teachers during remote learning are actually using this shapes feature to leave comments and feedback. So student work is on the page, teacher feedback is inside the box, and that's it. Now the student knows what they need to fix or what was done really well, right? So I really, really love the shapes feature for all kinds of different things. Also under the shapes feature, there is a search bar. Now I'm gonna put a little asterisk next to this one. This is part of our paid plan, all right? So it's not available in the free version, but it is amazing, all right? And so in this search bar, I can search for just about anything, all right? Anything at all. So if I put in soccer, all right, and click search, then all of these icons related to soccer will start to populate. And so I can scroll through these icons and I can figure out the one that I like the most. All right, I'll go with, let's go with this one here. So I click on it and that icon is now added to my page. I can click on the icon itself. I can move it around. I can resize it. And I can, if I want to, click the inspector button, this little I button, and change the color. All right, so I absolutely love these icons. They are a partnership that we have with the Noun Project. So there's roughly 2 to 3 million icons inside that search bar. All right, lots, and I've honestly I've searched for some really random things like photosynthesis and mitosis and whatnot, and it doesn't matter. There's an icon in there for everything. So I definitely want you to check that out. All right, now the next section The next section, actually, I saw a question pop in here. So for sharing students their book with the teacher, sometimes it doesn't work. How do we solve this? So I'll be honest, I haven't had any issues with this if it's done this way. And I think sometimes what happens is kids sign in as teachers, which we do not want, and that's when sharing becomes a little bit difficult. But if the students sign in as a student, like they should, and they join your library, then the books are already there. They don't need to share them with you because the books are already in the library, and you as the teacher can see that. If you're using the online version, all right? Now, if you're using the iPad app, then we have a different discussion, because with the iPad app, the books are housed on the iPad, so the student does have to share. And if you're using iPads, in my experience, the best way to do it is to airdrop the book from one device to the other. So the student would airdrop it to the teacher's device. But from the online version, when they sign in as a student, they will automatically be making books in your library, and you will easily be able to see the books that they're making. Okay? All right, awesome. Plus button. The next category I want to talk about is probably my favorite because it has the bulk of stuff that you can add to your book. So in the media category, we can start with the import button. And in the import button, we have a Google image, I'm sorry, it's not Google anymore, a Pixabay image search. So I can type in something like car, and then all of these big, beautiful images start to pop up. I click the one that I want, and I add it to my book. And now that big, beautiful image is right there, and it's easy to resize and move around. But again, what I love most about these images is that they are crystal clear. Students are notorious for finding random thumbnail images and dragging those into presentations and books and things like that. And they're grainy and they look like garbage. These images are crystal clear, so I absolutely love these. Other things you can do with images. Click the inspector, and you can hyperlink your image to a website or to a specific page in the book. So when you click on the image, it takes you somewhere. Or you can add alternative text. So I could put in something like dirty classic car, and then when somebody with visual impairments is reading my book, they'll click the play button. It will read the text, play the audio, play the video, but then it will also say image, dirty classic car, right? So lots of really cool options there. If you are a copyright fan, all of these images are labeled for free use, free modification. They are the safest images that Pixabay allows. And we also have this magical button right here that says add attribution. So if you want to give attribution to the image, you just click the button and boom, there it is down there at the bottom, right underneath the image. I've got my attribution. So I'm giving credit where credit is due. All right, so really, really love that. Plus button, media, import. So we have Google Maps, so you can pull in a Google map if you wanted to. You can bring in files from your computer or from your Google Drive. So you can bring in PDFs, photos, videos, audio, documents, that kind of stuff right into the book. And you can even embed content. And so this is definitely one of my favorites. And with the embed feature, you can basically take content from anywhere else and you can bring it into your book. So one of the easiest ways to demonstrate this is YouTube. So I'm going to go to YouTube, which is always dangerous, by the way, just pulling up random YouTube videos, but let's see what happens. I'm going to pull up YouTube. And all these videos are going to start to load. I've been fighting with my internet. So I'm going to click on, no, not that one because I don't want any spoilers. There we go. I'm going to click on this video and I'm going to pause the video. If you live in it, right? Because I don't want to listen to the commercial. I'm going to go to the share button. I'm going to click the button that says embed and I'm going to copy this code. Now this code means absolutely nothing to me at all, but I'm going to copy that code. And I'm going to go into this box and paste the code right there and confirm. I see the video, the link, the title, and I say add to book. Now guess what? That YouTube video is added right there inside the book. I can resize it, I can move it around, I can rotate it, and when I click the play button, no commercials at the beginning, no commercials at the end, no comments underneath, and none of that sidebar garbage on the right, which is where teachers and kids get lost for days watching videos they shouldn't be watching. All right, so this is cool. And not only does it work for YouTube, all right, it works for tons of other things. If I click on there, there's actually a little link right here that shows you a book filled with ideas for using the embed feature. YouTube, Vimeo, Soundtrap, Desmos calculators, WeVideo, Powtoon, Padlet, Flipgrid, Explain Everything, all the Google Docs goodies, right? Basically anything that you can think of that has an embed code, you can embed right inside of your book. Now, Anna, you keep talking about Wakelet, and I haven't seen it in a little bit, but if Wakelet has an embed feature, you might even be able to embed your Wakelet right inside of Book Creator. I don't even know. So it's something that maybe we could even look at. So as your students are flipping through the book, they can see the Wakelet collection and click on it, and it opens it up in a pop-up window, possibly, if there's an embed code. I don't know that much about Wakelet enough to be 100% sure, but it's definitely something to look at because I was just thinking about that.
I will try this. Oh, yeah, it's something new to me. Cool.
All right, also under the plus button in media, we have a camera. And I think the camera is probably one of the most valuable tools as teachers that we can have. And I don't think we use it enough. So with the camera, you can take a still picture, you can take a video, you can add those right to your book. And with the video specifically, I do want to show you a cool feature here. So it gives me a countdown. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day. Click stop and use that video, and that video gets added right there inside the book. I can resize it, I can move it around. Now, once that video loads, this is where things start to get really, really cool. So if I click the video and then click the inspector, I do have the ability to add captions. So if I click add captions, I can add captions in one of 120 different languages. Now, before you get too excited, it doesn't translate, okay? However, if I speak English, I can have English captions. If I speak Spanish, I can have Spanish captions, or French captions, whatever. But I can do this automatically, all right, which is really cool. So I can just let it do its thing. I can go back and keep working in my book, and then 30 seconds later, those captions will appear. But there's also something else that you can do, and I would say if you just think a little bit differently. If I were to speak English, I can go back to this inspector, click add captions, and then eventually, there it is, there's a button that says edit. And so I can go through here and edit the captions, especially if they come out a little bit funky, right? But this is where things get awesome, because I can speak in English and manually enter the text in a different language. And so now I can have multi-language captioned videos, all right? Or vice versa. If I want to speak in Spanish and have English text, I can do that. I just have to enter them manually. So now, like I said, we can have multi-language videos and stuff like that going on. So really great for the language teachers. Really great if you're making a book in another language and you want people who speak English or another language to be able to experience your book. You can really have some fun with that, right? So I absolutely love the videos and love being able to add captions. All right, media. Now this one's kind of a mic drop moment. All right, this is definitely one of my favorites. So if you're not sitting down, you need to sit down because I don't want anybody passing out and falling over. All right, and I know what you're thinking. It's a pen, right? Like how exciting can a pen be? Right?
It's an auto draw feature, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's my favorite.
So the pen is unbelievable. All right, so here's what we got. We got the black dot. Click on it. You got all these cool colors. All right, you got the magic ink, which is just unbelievably cool. Your kids will love it, promise. If I click the brush, I've got a marker, a brush, a crayon, a highlighter, which in and of themselves is cool because you can draw on top of photos, on top of maps, you can highlight words, you can do all kinds of stuff. But the magic really starts right here, and that is the auto pen. And the reason I love the auto pen is because it is an excuse killer. All right, kids are awesome at making excuses, especially when you ask them to draw and they're above about 5th grade, all right? Because then once they get above about 5th grade, they don't really want to draw anymore because I'm not creative, I'm not an artist, I don't like the trackpad, right? Things like that. Well, guess what? With the auto pen, I'm going to draw for you a bicycle. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to draw my bike. Now, I'm already upset because my internet had a little hiccup and my tires don't look like tires. They kind of look like angry birds, right? I'm not happy about this, all right? I want to throw this out the window. However, at the top of the screen, the auto draw is trying to figure out what it is. Is it a pair of glasses? It is not. Is it a tractor? It is not. Ooh, it's a bike. I click on the bike that I like, and it fixes my drawing. All right, and now I actually look like I know what I'm doing, right? So I absolutely love this feature. I can click the X, I can click my colors and go back to my magic ink. Maybe I want to click the fill bucket here and fill in my magical book creator bike. I click done, and that's it. That image is now that icon that I drew is now an image that I can resize. I can move around, I can pop some wheelies. I love the auto pen, and I guarantee you that your kids are gonna love it too. Also under media, there is a record button, so you can record your voice right inside of Book Creator. Fantastic feature, because now instead of listening to some robot read my voice or read my page, I can actually have the kids read the page to me, right? Which sounds really cool. We have comics, so you can add all of these really awesome comic things into your books, like panels. So we've got different panel styles, and then you just click inside and just add photos, and it just looks really awesome. So if I put in a car here, and I'll put the dirty car again and click add, boom, just adds it right inside the panel. I can click these little arrows and I can resize and move things around and get it just the way I want it to inside that panel. Perfect, there we go. Or I can choose my camera and I can add a picture right from there. All right, so the comics are great for retellings, personal stories, narratives. It's great for sequencing, just absolutely love it. And so yes, I see a couple questions here. So are all of these features included in the free version? So everything that I've talked about so far is included in the free version, except the noun project icons in the shapes tool. That's it. The search bar inside the shapes, everything else is part of the free version.
Auto draw and these ones are too. They are for free, absolutely. And John, would you like me to read out the questions, the rest of the questions right now, or a little bit later?
Yeah, let's take a couple questions right now.
Okay, so I just want to find one from Dodo Salam. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your names incorrectly, so sorry. So how students can join my library after signing in by their personal email? Is it by sharing code or how?
Yeah, great question. So if I go back to my library here, so as a teacher, you're gonna create a library, and then you're gonna click this button that says invite code. All right, and when you click that button, a code is gonna pop up. And so you're just gonna take that code, whatever the code is, because it's different for every library, and you're gonna give that code to your students. And then when they go to app.bookcreator.com, just like you did, they're gonna click student, they're gonna sign in with one of these options. Now, here in the States, at least, most students have a school email, so I would recommend they sign in with their school email address, not necessarily a personal one, but they're gonna sign in with one of these options, and it's going to immediately ask them for a code. And when they put that code in, they'll now be part of your library, and they'll be able to make books inside your library.
Perfect. And just another question from Kiki. So we can use it as a PowerPoint.
So I know where you're going with this, Kiki, and the short answer is yes. However, I'm gonna mess with your brain for a second, okay? When students think of PowerPoints or slides or keynotes, all right, there is a certain mindset that goes with that. A lot of times that mindset involves bullet points, static images, boredom, right? Like whatever, right? Like that just may be the case. And there's nothing wrong with slides or PowerPoints or anything like that at all. But it's a certain mindset, because these kids have been making slideshows since, first grade, right? I mean, they make them all the time. And there's also a sense of nervousness, I think, when you say to a kid, you're gonna make a slideshow, because then that means they have to stand up in front of the class, and they're gonna have to talk about it, and they're gonna be like, right? And they're gonna be kind of nervous about it. So that's kind of the mindset that is wrapped around slideshows, just kind of in general. But if you tell them that they're going to be making a book, and they will be a published author, and that people from around the world have the ability to see their books eventually, that's a whole different conversation for a group of students, all right, I promise. And I will say, I'll give you one more quick example as to why I think that's important. I get emails from teachers often enough who say things like, well, I thought that I could make 200 books in a library. Why is it telling my students that they are out of space? And the answer is because after your assignment is done, the kids are going home and they're making books on their own in your library without you asking, because they love it so much, right? I get emails like that quite often, right? And so that's kind of the difference, right? There's a whole different set of engagement that goes on in the brain when you say to a kid, you're going to be a published author.
Wow, fantastic. I told the same to my students, by the way, that they are going to be read by by classrooms across the globe. It was totally inspired to them.
Yeah,
Inspiring.
absolutely.
And there's another question. Is it possible to change the browsing direction? Because in Arabic, we write from right to left, and the browser and we browse the paper from right to left.
Yes, and I'm going to say that unfortunately, this is one of those answers that I cannot get to stay inside my brain. But I just had a webinar, and one of our good old webinar attendees, Dial Dean, was in that webinar, and Dial Dean does write in Arabic, and so the answer is yes. And so I can say the answer is yes. Now, I can't show it to you, and I don't know how exactly he does it, but it does work, and because he uses it all the time. So the answer is yes. Just kind of, if you go to our support page and look up support.bookcreator.com, there are some support articles in there, and it certainly gives you some step-by-step directions on how to figure that out. But yes. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, let me show you a couple other real quick things. I did mention publishing, so I want to start talking about some newer features as we start wrapping, kind of getting closer to the end of our time here. After the book is done, right? Again, one of my favorite features is being able to share that book out there with other people. It makes a huge difference to my kids because somebody other than me, their old fuddy-duddy teacher, is able to read their book, right? That's motivating. So if I click the share button, right here, there's a button that says publish online. I'm going to click that link or click that button. And now this is where things got a little bit different. So if you're familiar with Book Creator but haven't seen this recently, this is one of our newest features. And it is by far my favorite new feature over the last 10 years, only because I've been looking forward to this, right? And it's finally here. I can take the title, take the author, I can give it a short description, and then now we have two choices. Before, the book was only private, so only people with the link could see the book. Now you have a choice. Do you want it to be public? So if you choose public, your book is now searchable on Google, all right? So I'll leave it private for the time being, but we now also have the ability to offer remixing. So one of the things that teachers have always wanted is they'll see a book online and they think it's awesome, but they want to make a copy of it so they can remix it and edit it to fit their needs. Well, guess what? It wasn't possible until now. And so if I turn on remixing and go to publish my book, now that book is online, anybody with the link can see it. And when they go to read that book, it will tell them that they have the ability to remix the book. And if they click remix, they just choose the library they want it to go into and click copy. And now that book is in their library and they can edit that original. And if you are the original author, if somebody publishes the remixed version, it gives you credit as well. It does tell you, tell the people that this book was remixed from original content by so-and-so. All right, so this is really awesome. The other thing that's available here, now this is a paid feature. So other than collaboration in the Noun project, this is the only other feature that's paid and not available in the free version. We do also have analytics. And so now you can see how many times your book has been read, what countries it's been read in, and how many times it's been remixed. So again, talk about motivating for students. This is definitely at the top of the list. All right. Now, I mentioned earlier that we have a new feature that just came out about a little over an hour ago. All right. And so I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this feature. For those of you that are not that are new to Book Creator, this may not be as earth-shattering as it is for the rest of us. But if you've used Book Creator before, this is going to be big. If I'm in a library and I start making books, because a lot of times that's what I do. I just create a library and I just start making books. And then by the time I get to the end, I've got 10 books in my library, all right? But then I'm like, oh gosh, I want to present to everybody and I want this book to be first. But it's not, because I made this book and this book is over here and it's kind of out of order and I don't like it, right? I want to change the order. That has never been possible, right? The workaround was to make a copy of this book in the same library, make it go first, and then delete the one that you don't want. Not a very elegant solution. It worked, but it was still kind of ugly. So for somebody like me who does webinars all the time, having to do that is kind of a pain. Right? It's not much fun. Well, guess what? Now, at the top of the library, if I click this little grid box here or this little waffle icon, I can now see my books in a shelf, right? Kind of in a grid order. But then up here at the top right, there's a new button that says reorder. And so now if I click that, I can simply click and drag and move my books into whatever order I want. And then when I click done and I go back to my library, guess what? They're in that order and I don't have to make copies and move things around that way. I can just sit and drag and move things around, all right? And so I love this. I think this is really, really cool. And again, if you use Book Creator enough, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're new to Book Creator, you're in for a treat because now it's even easier for you, all right? But this was awesome. In my last session, everybody was going crazy over it. So yeah, it's really cool. I love this. All right, now, another thing. If I go back to my little waffle icon here, there's also now a select tool. So if I click multiple books, I can combine those books right from this screen, and I can delete multiple books right from this screen, or I can move multiple books from this library to another library right from this screen. So that was the quick fix update that we came out with today. I'm super, super excited about it. I think it's going to be awesome. It's going to make everybody's lives easier. I did see a question here, I think from Mina. Is it possible to share my bookstore on WhatsApp? Now, I'll be honest, I'm not all that familiar with WhatsApp, but here's my completely ignorant on WhatsApp answer. All right, and so you can tell me if I'm on the mark or not. I'm assuming that in WhatsApp, you can share links. All right, you can send links to people, they can click on it and they can view stuff. So if you can, which I'm seeing some nods here, right, from Anna, so I think you can do that. I'm gonna click this gear icon and I'm gonna click publish the library online. And so when I do this, answer a few questions, at the end of this, you'll get a single link that you can put into WhatsApp or whatever, and when people click on it, they will see all of the books that are in your library, and they don't even need an account to just click and view the books. So hopefully that answers your question. I think it probably does. I did see that Arabic does work, so awesome. That's exactly what I want to see. So anyway, those are some of the new features in Book Creator. Those are some of my favorite features in Book Creator. And at this point, I'd love to just see any comments, aha moments. Are you excited? Do you just want me to leave? I don't know. Where are we at with this? Anna, do you have questions for me? Is there anything else that you need to see, or like what do we got going on?
Yeah, just the last question from Juan. He's asking about are the books downloadable to be printed?
Yeah, so the short answer is yes. And now the longer answer is it's not complicated, but it may not be what everybody wants. So a lot of people, when they ask if you can print the book out, they think that we have a printing service and we'll make a hardback book and send it to you. And we don't do that. But if you click the share button, there is a button that says print. And what it does, I'll show you, is it will actually download your book as a PDF. And then you can take the PDF and you can print it out on your own printer, okay? I have had a few people who will take a PDF. Here's what the PDF would look like. My internet's still fighting with me. Some people will take the PDF and what they'll do is they'll send it somewhere and then that will turn it into a book, a hardback book. We just don't do that right now. So we're a small team and We don't have the ability to do that right at this moment, but definitely something teachers want. I've heard that, and I don't want to dismiss printing hardback books, but I do want to just say that when you do print them, you lose all that fun stuff like the videos and the audio and the the interactive things and the embedded stuff. So just keep that in mind. The more fun and interactive your book gets, the harder it is to print out. How do you share your books on Twitter and Facebook? Same thing. Just publish them. Click that share button. Click publish. Get the link. Post it out there on social media, and then your social media peeps will be able to read your books and give you thumbs ups and likes and all that good stuff.
Yeah, fantastic. Wow. I love all the features, and there are so many updates. Now it's much easier and more comfortable to work on Book Creator. And I would love to mention that on the collection that I have shared like twice, I have done it right now. So you can find the auto draw video that I have recorded actually a year ago, because it was like auto draw feature like blew me away with all of the things that were suggested, because I'm really bad at drawing, really, honestly. Thank you so much, and it was incredible, super inspiring. And if you have any questions, you can reach John and Book Creator app on Twitter. Don't forget to tag Book Creator app on Twitter and on Facebook. And if you have, again, any questions, just you can reach John or myself. I will send all the questions carefully. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. John, any last words from your side? I know that you're
I just want to say, as we go back to school, or as we continue in school, or whatever your situation is, wherever your country is and things that are going on, I just want to say, be safe out there. Happy bookmaking. And if you have anything crazy that you've created or your students have created, don't hesitate to tag us on Twitter and share those out. We love to see new books all the time. And yeah, so anyway, just thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate it, Anna. Keep doing what you do. And have a great day, everybody.
Yeah, thanks so much. All the contacts in the collection, you can check them out, and stay safe. See you soon. Bye.